Hello everybody, dear friends, dear followers, dear astrology lovers. Here is Olga. After a short break, I am back with the new weekly horoscope, actually with analysis of the transit aspects of the planets. And this time I will talk about the upcoming week, the second week of May, from May 8 to 14. Before to look closer at the aspects of the week, I would like to give some general remarks about the month of May, which is extremely constructive in terms of astrological aspects. First of all, why is because well, as we all remember, that for the past 2 months, during the past 2 months we had retrograde phases of a couple of fast planets, Mercury, Venus, right? So now what happens now is that after the retrograde periods of the fast planets Mercury and Venus, and some many difficult background aspects of the first months of the year, you remember our T-square, we spoke many times during each weekly horoscope forecast. Month of May promises to be more constructive, and I remind you that on May 4th, Mercury became direct. It ended up its retrograde phase, and we stated, I hope, that we stated the clarity and certainty in affairs, plans, relationships, which were causes of complications and problems in our lives. Now all this is over, and I hope that things are getting better in the spheres of Mercury and Venus, which are not retrograde anymore. Another remarkable fact about month of May is that May 2017 is notable for the constructive energies of Uranus. That's why this month is an opportune time for renewal, reforms, innovations, for the use of advanced technologies, of the replacement of old obsolete forms with new ones in business, in the organization of governmental structures, in the means of communication, in creativity and other spheres of life. May is a month of new ideas that are ahead of their time, and of new scientific discoveries. Okay. In the context of these powerful energies of Uranus, we have to mention a very powerful and positive, harmonious aspect, the background aspect of which is the trine Uranus Saturn. It will be exact on May 19th, but covers almost the entire month of May. Yes. So this aspect, trine Saturn-Uranus, defines a good period for the implementation of innovative technologies, of the integration into one's business of the latest informative and communicative developments. Informal leaders and original ideas can find support of the officials. You see the combination of the symbolism of the two planets, Uranus and Saturn, coexist in its gorgeous, harmonious aspect of the trine, which is 120 degrees between the two planets. Another general remark, is that the period of May 4th to 17th, almost 3 weeks of May, is the most constructive period of the month, facilitated by the conjunction Mercury-Uranus, which I will mention, I will talk about later. And the conjunction Mercury-Uranus in its turn will be in trine to Saturn, and also another very powerful harmonious aspect trine Mars-Jupiter. That's why, thanks to these aspects, month of May, especially the period of the 4th to the 17th, it's a good time for the beginning of new projects, for all sorts of cooperations, initiatives in many spheres of life. Actually, it's time to act, and this time should be used for pursuing changes in business and in everyday life, including relocation if we see the necessity and the desire to move, including repairs in our house or rearrangement in the office. So we have to take advantage of these planetary aspects. Okay. What happen day by day during the next week? Monday, May 8th, the waxing moon in Libra, on the eve of the full moon. Never easy, the energies of the full moon, and also on the eve of the full moon, is in opposition to Mercury and in opposition to Uranus, of course, and in square to Pluto. Okay. That's why this day there is a probability of quarrels, and this probability is very high because of the rejection of the partner's position in our behavior and our attitude. But emotions can be manageable and controlled with the help of sagacity and increased responsibility, thanks to the sextile moon Saturn, which will bring some. It will reduce a little bit this tension, which is first of all the opposition moon Sun, okay, which is the full moon, which will occur in 2 days, and of other mentioned tense aspects. Tuesday, we're getting closer to the full moon. Tuesday, May 9th, the Sun will be in trine with Pluto, and since the planet, the Pluto is slow, and the Sun also, the aspect is valid from May 5th to 15th. It covers almost the half of the months. Yeah, the aspect gets exact near the full moon, and that's why its impact will be increased by the energies of the full moon. The energy of the aspect Sun and the trine Sun Pluto helps to concentrate forces and the will. It has in cases in which we need to take, in which we want or we need to take the role of a leader. It has to work with the team also, the symbolism of Pluto, right? The will, the power, the energy of the crowd, of the team, and also the leadership. That's why this period is favorable for meetings, for solving common problems with partners. There may be a desire and an opportunity to get to the essence of things, to understand the true causes of what is happening. That's why it's an appropriate period for applying to the authorities, for solving financial issues, for receiving subsidies, and it's also an effective time to simplify our life by getting rid of what we do not need anymore. Now, yeah, extremely impressive aspect on the eve of the full moon. Now, the day before and the day of the full moon, Mercury will form two powerful aspects: conjunction with Uranus and trine with Saturn. I will talk about these two aspects of Mercury before to talk about the full moon. So on Wednesday, May 10th, Mercury is in conjunction with Uranus, and the period of its activity is May 1st to 16th. This is the time of creative, original, and progressive ideas, because the energies of the aspect accelerate the work of the mind, wake up intuition, the ability to insight, increasing ingenuity. At this time, contacts, correspondence, the exchange of information are activated, and This is a time of discoveries, of a new look at the problems and at the journey that has been made by us, of course. This new look that gives original solutions to our problems. It's a favorable period for starting learning something new, for acquiring unusual knowledge, for mastering and using new computer programs. During the conjunction Mercury-Uranus, we could face unexpected trips, unexpected business trips, meeting with unusual people. It's time of unplanned visits, news that could throw us off balance. It's not negative in itself, okay? The symbolism of Uranus is sudden, unexpected changes, revolution. But in any situation, any circumstances, you must look for advantageous side of the aspect. For this new, unaccustomed, or in other words, unfamiliar element or circumstances, which will indicate a new path, a new way of acting. Its negative impact, in its negative impact, the aspect may increase nervousness, irascibility, and quick temper. So that's why we could meet sudden complications when working with documents during negotiations. We risk receiving unpleasant news and also facing breaking of business agreements. Surprises during trips are not excluded. That's why during the period of between May 8th to 12th, caution is needed when using electrical appliances. When driving, it's better not to go on risky, potentially dangerous trips. Especially, we keep in mind that this aspect takes place just on the day of the full moon. On Thursday, May 11th, Mercury is in trine with Saturn, 120 degrees. It's an extremely important aspect of the month. The period of its impact goes from May 1st to 16th. The energies of this aspect helps to maintain a realistic view of things, because of course Saturn helps us to think more clearly and realistically, which allows us to minimize misunderstanding in communication, in negotiations, and in assessment of the circumstances, so that we will be able to avoid mistakes and to perceive the deception on time. It's a good time for any intellectual work, both oral and written, for thorough study of contracts and documents, for obtaining different permissions at the official bodies, and also for applying for visas. Visits to the authorities, influential people, will be successful. We should listen to the advice of those who are older, who are more experienced, and also to the opinion of experienced specialists. So if we combine, it happens that the little bit contradictory aspect take place almost the same day, or very close one to each other. They follow one another. Yeah, it happens, and we will feel the impact of the both aspects. Okay, they don't exclude one another. They don't cancel one another. So if we put together the symbolism of these two aspects, Mercury in conjunction with Uranus and in trine to Saturn, until May 19th, many interesting ideas and unusual solutions will come to mind, and they will be ready for realization. Acquaintance with extraordinary, unusual people can have a long continuation in the future. You see the combination of symbolism of Uranus and of Saturn. extraordinary, unusual people, Uranus, and long continuation in the future, Saturn. We will see the green light for the work on projects related to science, communication, information, and for the implementation of ideas related to the internet, Uranus. So on this background, on the background of these two major aspects of Mercury, we will leave the full moon on Wednesday, May 10th, the full moon in the 20th degree of Scorpio at 5:42 Eastern Time, PM, 5:42 PM. The theme, the theme of Scorpio: financial relationships, security issues, the issues of family budget, of family debts, corporization in business, distribution of profits and placement of common capital, taxes or insurance. All these subjects can come to the fore, of course, because this is the theme of Scorpio. By the day of the full moon, the events in the fields that I just mentioned will be manifested to their maximum, and the day of the full moon will be capable to see what was previously hidden or not obvious enough to us, and by consequence to be able to secure ourselves reacting on time, if we react on time. This is the time when we can see deficiency and miscalculations in the mentioned fields, which need to be taken into account and eliminated so that they do not, these deficiencies and miscalculations, so that they do not cause problems in the future. This is the moment of revelation for us, the full moon. And in the days near the full moon, even 1-2 days before the day of the full moon and the 1 or 2 days after the full moon, we may face unexpected events, unpleasant turns in relationships with partners in business and also with relatives, members of the family. As during any full moon, all of us, we must be aware of thoughtless decisions and rash acts that we may regret after. There is one aspect of the moon sextile with Pluto, which will occur during the full moon, will help to minimize, to soften the tensed aspect of actually the position moon-sun, which is technically the full moon, and the impact of other aspects. Mercury conjunction Uranus, which corresponds to the full moon. So sextile with the moon Pluto, since Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, will underline the theme of Scorpio, the sign in which the full moon will occur. So that means that this day a search of activity in the sphere of finance and property will be evident, will be just on the surface. We should not succumb to the impulsiveness in the behavior. We should not take important decisions. To make major purchases, we have to wait a couple of days, the waning moon. Okay? Otherwise we'll regret the extremes in the behavior and emotions and decisions in anything should be avoided at any cost. During the full moon, we all know that. I just reminding you. All right, what next? After the full moon, Mars forms two major powerful aspects with the slow planets. On Thursday, on May 11th, Mars is in square to Neptune. And the next day, on Friday, May 12th, Mars is in trine with the Jupiter. The period of activity of the both aspects is extended from May 7th to 15th. Once again, these aspects are contradictory. One is tense, the other one is harmonious. Square Mars-Neptune calls for vigilance, of course. Why? Is that near the exact aspect May 11th, we can face deception, forgery, and fraud. We should not trust people, new people that we meet, new people who offer ideas, services or cooperation. There's a high possibility of theft and loss, so we need to be careful, take care of the bank accounts and of the wallet. These days, mysteries, secrets, unpleasant facts, impartial information can be revealed, and maybe we can be victims of all this if you don't filter. This aspect can weaken the will and have demoralizing impact on our mood, as the direct ways of the search for decisions can be close to us, hidden from us, and acting secretly and via bypasses risk to bring problems and to solve finally nothing, just create problems. That's why we have to filter the information and filter what we hear as propositions of collaboration and the symbolism, the symbolism of Neptune. Yeah, illusion and deception in square to Mars, negative aspect. That's why the negative side of Neptune is revealed. Also, when taking medication, we need to respect strictly the dosage, and we have to look at the expiration date. Food and drug poisoning are probable during the exact aspect of square Mars-Neptune, so we need to be careful with what we drink and what we eat. The next day, Friday, May 12th, Mars is in trine with Jupiter. Okay, so it's a very harmonious, positive aspect, right? This is the aspect of business activity, of productive efforts, of actions that aim the realization of important long-term goals. It's a good time to start new projects and new enterprises that count on the expansion in the future. It's also a favorable time for solving legal issues, for getting consultations, for starting cooperations, partnerships, for creating alliances and associations, for negotiation and signing long-term contracts, especially with foreign partners, because of course Jupiter is the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. Travels and business trips, communications and trade relations with foreign partners will be successful, so we have to take the maximum advantage of this gorgeous aspect, transit aspect. So once again here, if we combine the symbolism of these two aspects, we may get in the end, you may say, contradictory picture, but this is life, right? It happens to us to laugh while crying and to prepare, for example, to cook something which is at the same time, which is salt and at the same time sweet. Life is not black or white. Life is 50 shades of whatever you want. Okay, so from May 1st until 20th, almost during the 3 weeks of the month, these two aspects, Mars in square to Neptune and Mars in trine to Jupiter, will give us mental and communicative activity, which will increase sharply, the abundance of meetings, encounters, conversations and trips. But at the same time, the particularity of this period is that the information that we will receive can be deformed, so it will be easy to be deceived, because the accuracy and truth could not be achieved easily in the communication. Okay, so we have to filter at the same time, not to give up, take advantage of the harmonious aspect, which coexists with the tense aspect at the same time. Now, the day or the Friday, May 12th, the day of this exact aspect, Mars in trine with Jupiter, the moon, the waning moon in Sagittarius will give us a cocktail of tense aspects. Opposition to Mars, square to Neptune, and conjunction with the black moon Lilith. These days, better not to conclude important agreements, not to start negotiations. We should not believe promises and not to make promises ourselves to other people. Misunderstandings, conflicts on ideological ground, deception, scam are probable. It's better to reduce business activity and not to make important decisions these days. We need to be careful while driving, and once again here there is a possibility of poisoning, a risk of poisoning. We should be attentive with alcohol, food, medicine, drugs, medicine, medical products. Also this day there is a probability of accidents, terrorist attacks, natural disasters. I think that in this case we have like two negative aspects. Mars square to Neptune. The next day the moon in opposition to Mars and square to Neptune, and only one harmonious aspect, the day of the second day, the Friday, Mars in trine to Jupiter. So the 2-1, the 10th aspect win. I mean that, of course, the most powerful impact, the strongest impact of any aspect is its exact, accurate moment of it, accurate, when it's accurate. But since we talk about slow planets, and since the impact of Mars trine Jupiter covers 2 weeks, if we look for a day when the actual aspects of the moon are harmonious, positive, we will feel the advantageous impact of the positive aspect, of the harmonious aspect, Mars trine Jupiter, sorry. All right, and the end of the week, Saturday, May 13th, the waning moon in Sagittarius offers us a gorgeous set of gorgeous harmonious actual aspects. It will be in conjunction with the Saturn, in trine with Uranus and trine with Mercury. This day we can go for a trip, establish contacts with foreigners, communicate with lawyers. Why not to go for a trip abroad? Okay, so we have to take advantage of this awesome day in terms of astrological aspects. And on Sunday, May 14th, the waning moon in Capricorn, will be already in Capricorn, will be in conjunction with the Pluto, which will be a little bit heavy as an aspect, and at the same time in square with the Venus and in square with Jupiter. So this day, authority, in our behavior, in our attitude, authority, willing to show when we are willing to show our authority, exaggerated expectations also in our behavior, the mood to achieve the desired result by force and power will not lead to the positive results. So contradictive energies for the next weekend, but in general the month of May, the second week of May, is a extremely interesting, and this is the word that I would use, constructive, full of constructive energies these days around the full moon and all these aspects of Mercury and Mars, which will help us to move forward in our plans, in achieving our goals, in resolving our everyday problems. I thank you for your attention, for your presence, for listening to me, for watching me. I'm wishing you a wonderful, happy full moon, and talk to you very soon, the next week. Goodbye.